Yes. Good. Great. Can I see how many startups are there in the room now? How many startups? Okay. Because I will speak accordingly. So, you need money. You are a startup. You have a business idea. You have a demo. And you have to access to finance as soon as possible, isn't it? You have sources of money, bootstrapping, crowdfunding, angel investors, banks, IPOs, M&As, and so on. Which one is the most practical one? If you're a startup, then you should know which one is the most practical source of money. Which one? Bootstrapping, families and friends. Yes. Okay. Sen. Angel. Change. Change the angel.
Turn down the mic number 2.
Sen. Angel. Last year, 5.1 billion euro were invested by angel investors in Europe and $20 billion in United States by 270,000 angel investors. So you are trying to take a piece of cake from this amount of investment, isn't it? So angel investors are very important for you because angel investors are the only ones who can provide you know-how, network, and mentorship, not just money. If you visit your families and members and friends, they will just give you money. If you visit bank or VC or crowdfunders or M&A or IP or whatever, or business plan competitions or not just accelerators, I am going to talk about accelerators in a different section, they just provide money. But angel investors, startups, you need more than money. If you just receive money and set up your business or go on your way with this money you received, it is very possible you to come to a debt valley border. Debt valley border is, I have a business idea and I have a dream. At this point, it is very easy to find money because I can convince people to invest in my dreams because they cannot ask my Excel sheet. But if I receive money and create my business, then next year people I visit for finance will ask my Excel sheet, which means I am now carrying a risk. Why? Because it is a little bit difficult to convince people by showing the real figures you made in the last. So, in the beginning of the game, if, for example, government donates the startup to you, gives 20,000 euro or 50,000 euro as seed fund, then is it something good or bad? In Turkey, we understood that it is something very, very bad. It is the worst thing a government can do for his startups. Why? Because startup is receiving this money, setting up the business, next year the money is ending, and he is looking for the second round, and in the second round he is not able to find money. Why? Because he has to put his Excel sheet on the table. So, what can we do? We said, let's convert public money to smart money. I don't know why I am telling this to the startups, but let's have an idea about this. Converting public money to smart money is very important for the startup. Because if we use the public money with a smart angel investor, then public money will be used in a very correct way. Otherwise it will be wasted. And not just wasting the public money, but also wasting the entrepreneur, startup. So, we are going to put money here and put angel investor here. So entrepreneur will receive the same amount of money and angel investor puts also from the government. So this is the strategy we are following now in Turkey, and we are calling it as the Co-Investment Entrepreneurs and Startups Fund system. So government is accrediting the potential angel investors by checking their liability, their wealth, and also their know-how and mentorship and network. If he is entitled to give such kind of a support to the startup, then he is accredited as the angel investor. And this angel investor is going to get a tax incentive from the government because he is doing what the government has to do for his startups on behalf of the government. What the government is doing here is using angel investors' know-how, network, and mentorship free of charge. That's good. So, everybody is in the game: policymakers, customer, angel investors, thinkers, academicians, engineers, lawyers, fund managers, entrepreneurs. So, what are we doing here? Supporting the startup. Who is doing it? Government and the angel investor do it together. Why? For the future of the country, for the future of the economy, for the future of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So, best practice 2, we created a private market for startups. First time in the world under the umbrella of Istanbul Stock Exchange market. You are a startup. You need $50,000. That's good. If your project is approved by the Istanbul Stock Exchange market, then you are entitled to give a visibility as the member of the startup listing. Startup listing is very important because in that case, any foreign angel investor is able to reach out the correct entrepreneur startup by feeling himself in a reliable environment. So, Istanbul Stock Exchange market is providing a platform, a reliable platform where the startups and angel investors are coming together. So, I want to tell the same things again, but startups' access to finance faster is very important because if they don't access to finance, then their business idea will mean nothing. Generally, have you ever watched Dragon's Den on BBC? Anyone? I am one of the dragons in Turkey, in the Turkish version. The entrepreneurs are coming to stage by asking an equity for a certain amount of money they are looking for. That's good. We are asking him how he made the company valuation. And what we receive the answer is, no, not a reasonable reason is on the table, and they just say, we are thinking that because we created the business idea, then we deserve the 50% of the company. Dear startups, your business idea is 0 if you don't execute it. Sorry, this is the reality. Not even 5%, not even 1% of the company, it is 0. So, when the moment came and you found the angel investor, then whatever the angel investor puts will give an idea about the company valuation. This is the reality. So angel investor is very important. If you agree with him for 20% equity, then he's putting $50,000, then your company's value is $250,000. That's all. If you find 10,000, then it is 50,000. If you find 1 million, then it is $5 million. That's all. So, finding the angel investor is important, but convincing him to put as much as money to your dreams is also another important thing, because however it starts, by the way, if you receive $50,000 in the beginning, it may be a little bit difficult to raise this amount in the second round to $1 million or $2 million. So it is also very important to convince, as I said, the angel investor to the amount, to the maximum amount he can put. Okay, money is enough? No. You will also check the angel investor. Investing in the right team is very important for the investor, but invested by the right team is very important for the startup. So you have to check also from whom you are receiving the money, and the only criteria that you have to check while receiving money from angel investor is if he made a successful exit somewhere in the world, and most preferably in Silicon Valley. This is an important check. If you check his background, you will immediately understand if he made a successful exit or not. Because you need this angel investor to carry you to Silicon Valley. And if he doesn't know how to do it, then his money will be just a money of an investor, not angel investor. Angelship of this game is coming from the know-how of the investor. So, Southeast Europe Super Founders Investment Forum on the 16th of December in Istanbul, at the Istanbul Technical University's Innovation Center. There will be an investment forum where approximately 200 angel investors will come from Europe to listen to the pitchings. If you want to be pitching for this event, then please send your applications to Alexander Tasev or www.superfounders.com. I was in Macedonia last week following my trip from Kosovo. Macedonia has a very dynamic ecosystem. I visited a very important acceleration center. I also listened to 9 pitchings there, and I also made $50,000 investment with some conditions at the end of the pitchings. So I advise you to get in contact with all accelerators, because acceleration centers are really accelerating the startups. That's very important. The one that I visited in Macedonia was one of the best acceleration centers I visited until now. So I think you have to follow what is happening in Balkans, and Alexander Tasev, the chairman of this forum, is doing a great business. This is the 8th or 9th event I think he is doing. I had been also in Tirana event. There were also very good pitchings there. So startups should follow, take their bag and visit forum by forum and look for the angel investment opportunities. So startups are not just creating business ideas, but also trying to market their business ideas to angel investors. So this is something, the responsibility of the angel of the startups. So becoming a startup is not enough. Angel investors enjoy angel startups. You have to be like an angel. So what does it mean? You have to be very transparent, and you should be aware of the fact that these angel investors are listening to the pitchings of hundreds of startups every month, every year. So it is a little bit difficult to lead him in a wrong way. So you should be aware of this fact. Acceleration centers are the second angel investors. Why? Because there are programs that you follow, and in the programs you are also able to meet with angel investors, as I did in the Newman's Business Acceleration Center in Macedonia, in Skopje. And such kind of investment forums in acceleration centers are preferred by angel investors. Why? Because instead of listening to the pitching directly, now there is a structure who listens to the pitchings first, eliminates the ones that will not work, and chooses the best one and brings them to the attention of the angel investor. So that's very important, and I don't know from which countries you are coming from, but I will be in your shoes. I will check the nearest acceleration centers as soon as possible. And that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Baybars. With that, we're concluding a pretty long first day of Balkan Venture Forum. Considering all the tech glitches that we've seen, we're pretty much on time, 6:30. So there are two numbers important now. One is 8 o'clock, where we meet for the after party.